What do you think, Spinky? Huh? What do you think? You're gonna go get in there and be a good boy? Huh? Gonna be a good boy?
I think it's either macerating the poo-poo or it's flushing the poo-poo out the drain. It's also draining the water out of the little bowl that's been washing the granules. Yep, kitty. Yep, it's all happening in there. So this is where I had the old litter box in the third bathroom that we are not even really using right now. And I keep that rug on the floor to pick up the litter. And this is actually a scrub brush I've been using to scrub the tile. So I sweep the bathroom and then I vacuum the rug and then I use the little Bissell thing, which is currently in there, to sort of lightly shampoo that rug and keep it clean. And then I kind of lightly shampoo this rug, which comes in from the back door. And also this one. These are just ones I brought from the old house, but so they kind of keep stuff out of the rest of the house. And I realize everything's just laying around everywhere, like that laundry down there, the cat Genie box that needs to be disposed of, the scrub brush and then the trash and the laundry right there, and the Bissell right there with the cloth on the floor. Yeah, well, it does just mean that I've been cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. I vacuumed, well, initially swept all the tile, all of this tile, and all of that tile, and this bathroom, moved everything out and swept it, and then vacuumed it, and then did the little Bissell and the dry. And then the things that didn't quite come clean, like there's an area in front of the washer there. I don't know if you can see that dark area there. So I think their washer and dryer came out a little farther, and that area in front never quite got clean. And I still haven't quite managed to get it clean. I even put straight ammonia on it last time and scrubbed it with that scrub brush, and it still didn't come clean. So that's a work in process. But anyway, did get the floors all done, and down here.
Hi, Yummy Doo-Doo. Hi, Yummy. Did you know that little box is making Potty go away? Huh? Did you know that? Did you know that? Yeah, okay.
So did the tile all the way down here, and all of this, and out here. Did the general area. I didn't move these rugs. I didn't move the chairs. I did all of that, and all of this, and up to the door, and then moved everything out of the kitchen and did all of that, moved the cat food and did all of that. And that was on Sunday. And I was just going to do a short little job. I think what happened was I started cleaning the litter box. And the cat Genie had not come yet, but then the floor needed to be cleaned in there, and it just went from bad to worse, so I just kept going and going and going. And I planned to go to yoga on Monday, so that really meant that I was working until about 6, and then I made Ron dinner and had him eat his dinner in the TV room.
Oh, Emmy's noticed the cat, Genie. What is that, Emmy Doo-Doo? What is that? Yeah, isn't that something? Look at that. Yeah, look. Oh, what a good girl. What a good girl. Yes, it's going to be so clean and smell so nice. It's going to be so clean and smell so nice. Good girl. What a good kitty. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Isn't that nice? Spanky. Spanky. Hey. 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 Bad boy. Bad.
Yeah, so you just witnessed the kind of stuff he does to her a lot. But she seems to recover quickly.
Yeah, me Doo-Doo. Yeah, look at that.
I think what it may be doing now is drying all the granules after it washed them all.
Have a little tryout.
Yeah. Or it may still be draining, right? Yeah, there's still water in there, so it is really washing seriously. Spanky says, I've been naughty and I don't care. I have been naughty and I don't care.
He's a bad boy. Bad boy. Did you want to come and see Sweetie Pie? Huh? Come on, Emmy Doo-Doo. Come on.
And this is Spanky letting me know that he would just prefer to go out in the garage and have some alone time. So when he does this and he's been beating up on Miss Emmy, I just open the door and let him, and he just goes out there like,
Oh boy, I'm in the garage. What kind of trouble can I make out here? Yeah, all kinds of trouble. Yeah.
and then I just shut the door. And he's perfectly happy out there for several hours, and we get peace and quiet. And Miss Emmy doesn't get jumped on for who knows how long. But if I leave him out there too long, she eventually comes and talks to me and lets me know he's still out there, so she must be some kind of a glutton for punishment. So this is down in our bedroom, or the TV room, and I've been working on this hutch. You know, it used to hold dishes and stuff, but in here that seems weird, so I had to get a new bulb. So in here, I'm putting my family photos. There's still lots of photos to go. There's Dee Dee and Jennifer and Grandma and Mommy and Grandma and Jennifer and Grandma and me and my friend Melissa. And there's Granddad. And there's Granddad again. And there's Auntie Dee Dee and Grandma and everybody. And Auntie Dee Dee and Bill. And then just a few things I'm putting up in here to get out of the way, and still lots of work to do down here. So I get myself obsessed with doing little doodad stuff like this instead of like the last load of laundry I need to get finished. So this whole room needs to be set up and arranged. I mean, stuff's just sitting in here. And I wind up doing that while I'm sitting for days and days and looking and imagining and plotting and figuring out where I want stuff to go. And it took me this long to figure out how I wanted to do Ron's room. And over the weekend, finally got it. Miss Emmy's down there watching again. Very, very curious. I hope she will learn to use that, because I know she likes a nice clean litter box, and that will be clean every time she uses it. But anyway, on to Ron's office. So, we figured out that with keeping that double door closed, or at least the left door closed, there's plenty of room there for Ron to have a chair. So this is the chair that used to be mine in the old TV room in the old house. It doesn't match any stuff in this new house, but it looks fine in this room. This is my desk that I got at a consignment store a long time ago. When I even lived on Bellcrest, I got this desk back then. And I got it because I love this top. It is so beautiful. But it came completely in pieces. I mean, the top is loose, the side pieces are loose, and even that door is kind of like broken. It'll open, but it's been badly repaired. And I've used it this way all these years. And it has a keyboard tray, which I needed back then. And it came with 2 more pieces of desk panel that never really did fit on this desk. I could never figure out how they were supposed to work. So they were completely loose. And there was a typewriter return, smaller piece like this with this beautiful top on it that I did manage to use on Bellcrest with some, stuff stacked up to make it fit. But I haven't used it the whole time I've been on Dominion. No, on Viking. So I determined a use for that here. This is temporary dining room chair until we get Ron a better chair. There's our shredder. So here's the TV. Backing up. As you can see, none of that's been arranged. And we've got this long wall here and this slightly shorter wall here. And there's the window. And if Ron is watching the TV and has this lamp on, the lamp reflects on the TV and makes it difficult for him to watch. And we've needed a place to put his books. And okay, so the solution is that the TV is going to be mounted on this wall. And I've done the measurements, and the studs are there for the mount, and the TV can, twist and tilt and everything, and it'll go up a little higher. And then this will turn around and go on that wall right there. Shredder can move over a little bit or go someplace else. But by getting the TV up on the wall, that then gives me the top surface of this free to put his beloved phonograph on that he hasn't really been able to use for a long time. And he really has to have that phonograph, the really, really old one, not the pretty decently new Pioneer one that I still have. So anyway, the phonograph and his amplifier and the TV thing and other things can go on this over here. That leaves most of this wall free here, this one, all the way over to about there, to put 4 narrow billies with glass doors. So those will hold all of his books. And then right next to it right here is a 4 cube. It used to be Expedit, but now it's Calyx from IKEA. And the Calyx squares, cubes, are big enough to hold all of his record albums. And it's 13 inches deep, and the albums are 12 inches square. So they will slide in there and be completely secure and put away. So actually, in this room, he will have his records, his books, his TV, his phonograph player, his desk with all his bills, a comfortable chair in which to sit, this little square, really, really old little cabinet. I don't even remember how long ago I got this, but I found it and absolutely loved it. The top is totally destroyed. It's just a teeny tiny piece of wood, about 1/4 of an inch thick. But amazingly, this is a sample of granite, which is the same granite that's in the kitchen. There were 2 like this in the cabinet, and I think they were just spare pieces that got cut when they installed the granite, and they just left them here. And lo and behold, it exactly fits on the top of that little thing right there, and he's really happy with it. So for a guy who really, really didn't want any of this stuff, he's liking his room more and more. This is his half-round console that has been beat up for years and years. I mean, scratches all over. And some of them are related to one cat or another trying to jump up and then kind of missing and then scratching, trying to get up there. So there were long scratches down there. and the top has been pretty pounded and beat up. So I spent about 2 hours, I think I put that in one of the emails. I spent about 2 hours using those colored pens and hiding all the scratches. And then I had quadruple-aught steel wool, because you have a scratch and then you put the pen on it, and the pen fills in not only the scratch but some finish on the outside. So I would fill in the scratch, then I would spray it with orange oil, and then rub it with the quadruple-aught steel wool that would take off the mark on the outside on the finish, but leave the repair below the finish, and it sort of becomes invisible. So, and there was a lot to do. The stool's still there that I sat on to do it. And there were places here, like if you get closer, you can see. I mean, this is a spot where the veneer is actually gone, and that was really visible. I mean, the repair is, if you get up pretty close, the repair is visible. But from like where I'm standing, which is 2 feet away, it looks good. I mean, the top is way better. After I got all of the scratches filled in, and there were lots of them on the top. Let's see, there's 2 over here that I couldn't get. This is an example of what's left, but that was such a deep scratch that even after the top part was rubbed away, that was still dark. And this pen is the color it should be. It looks too dark, but when it went onto the bare wood, it got way darker. So there was nothing I could do about that. But again, it looks way better than it did. And then did the whole thing with that orange oil and scrubbed it with lightly with the quadruple-aught steel wool, and that cleaned it and polished it. And right now, it really looks almost like a well-preserved unit. So we still, we need photos on the wall, and I think I'm going to put his family photos of his mother and dad and him and his brother when they were little and stuff like that. And of course there will be a better lamp. And this is a little desktop thing that I got in Los Angeles when I went down that time and stayed with Tony. Remember that? And then Clarence came down with Jennifer and we went to Disneyland. But I got this at one of the antique stores I went to, which was about all the money I had to spend. But I've had it ever since, and it also got a treatment. So Ron keeps hearing aid supplies and stuff in there. And it does have kind of one of those spots that wood gets when it's been wet or something damp has been on it. I don't know where that came from. I have heard you can repair that with mayonnaise. I haven't tried it, but that's a possibility. So real quick, still working on my closet, still lots of organizing to do, but it's amazing how much room I have in here. Still lots of stuff to put away. There's more pictures. Let's see. Ron and Adrian, me and Derek, me and Ron, Jennifer and Craig T. Nelson, Ron and Adrian when he was a baby, the 2 kids, me and Ron at Pac Bell Park, and me with Cousin Patter's horse. Oh, such a sweet horse, such a sweet horse. Okay, so here's my jewelry cabinet. There's me. Yeah, with my big, comfortable Vionic slippers on. This is a little shelf that Ed made out of a piece of that wood that came with the other desk. Here is the typing return that I haven't been able to use before, and I've just put it on top of this little vanity because the top of this vanity is pretty ugly and it's smaller. This is bigger, so I figured if I shoved it all the way over to the wall on this side, and there is a half round carve out on this side so it would rest on whatever desk it's sitting next to. So Ed made this shelf, and then he put a quarter round on there, and so now it just kind of is semi-seamless. And the purpose behind this is so I'd have enough room, so I could use these lamps, but they can go far enough over that I can still open these doors. Otherwise, the top is too small, the lamps are in front, and I would always have to move the lamp in order to open the door and get what's in there. So here's all the stuff that's in there. Boy, I know, isn't that exciting? And they're all finished inside. And the middle one has taller shelves, so I just use that for deep storage and stuff I'm not using very often. And tall stuff like hairspray. And more over here. So I have to deal with my cords, but because this little lamp I got, I think I got it at Costco, but for some reason this just kept, it broke right away. So it was such a pain dealing with it that I put in this kind of floor switch that people, you can't see it, people use it for Christmas trees. So I plugged this lamp and this lamp and this lamp into that floor switch, and then I velcro the floor switch down there inside, right next to my right hand knee, and I can just sort of go in there and push the switch and all of these lights come on, which I think is pretty cool. And then there's plugs on this wall, and here is more of the wood from that spare stuff that came with the desk. And this is the door that went on the cabinet that was next to the garbage compactor that we took out. So this door was just laying around with nothing to do, and I said to Ed, why don't you just take some of that and cut it up and build a box and stick that on there? So I discovered that even though Ed is supposed to be a cabinet builder, and he does things pretty well, he didn't finish it as well as I would like it to be finished, and of course, I don't like, he stained the wood, but it's not stained the way I would like it. So Ed is a pretty good handyman, but I'm not going to ask him to do any more finished stuff. Here's a raw edge here, and I would have put, I would have finished that, and then I would have, if I couldn't get it stained the right color, I would have painted it. I would have even painted it black. But right now it's handy as a little extra ledge to put stuff on, and I've discovered it is really handy to just have these plugs up here where I can plug them in instead of before I was constantly dealing with stuff like that. So I don't think I'll even have to use that anymore. I'll just take it out of here and keep my doodads. I only need 2, maybe only 1, and just plug it in when I need it and unplug it and put it away. And I don't know where I'm going to hang that. I mean, I think he thought I was going to put it on the wall here, and I think I don't want it on the wall next to this stuff here. But for now, I'm just using it as a shelf, and I can put shelves inside if I want to. And maybe I'll just mount it on the wall here, and when he's not around, I'll consider some kind of nice top to put on it so it won't hurt his feelings. I mean, he works really hard, and I don't want to criticize him. As far as that goes, I didn't like this color of trim right here either. I would have painted it black. But anyway, he was all excited. He put it together and installed it and had it all finished. And so I'm not going to come in here and say, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And it is working out really well because I can keep all of this stuff here. Well, I mean, I'll organize it better, but like these tall things here, they would be in the way of this cabinet too. So I can keep the taller stuff on it. Like even these little guys that I haven't organized yet. These I got from Michael Madden. They belong to his mother. And he was sending a whole bunch of stuff to Goodwill and had me and Ardith come up and go through it. And I grabbed those and just a couple of other things. Ardith tried to get me to take a set of dishes, and I said, no, I don't need any more dishes. At least not those dishes. I might want other dishes, but not those dishes. This is a little Limoges set. There's a little tray and powder thing, and over here somewhere is another tiny little tray that goes with it. And that, oh, there it is, right there. Yep. There you see, I still have to deal with all of this stuff. That came from Clarence's Aunt Jessie, and Aunt Patty had it in a box to go to Goodwill, and I yanked it out. And those are just little, actually I think they're dull china saucers, but I just love them for putting, I use them for coasters and stuff. Okay, well, then you, drawers. Nail stuff. Taller nail stuff. LED light for drying gel. Super duper magnifying glass with super duper light for dealing with cuticles if you need to get in there and really, really see details. Okay, so that's enough there. So this part of the house smells really good right now because there's a special deodorizer in a cartridge that is good for 120 cleans or 240 cleans, depending on how you set it up. And this thing's been running all this time. It has washed the granules, it's macerated the poo-poo, it's deodorized and sanitized everything, and now it's in a dry cycle to get the granules all clean. I don't know, I think it may take 20 minutes or so. They say it doesn't use any more water than you would expect, like just flushing a toilet once or twice a day. The electricity is not that much, and if you consider buying kitty litter and all the labor involved in handling it, this item pays for itself in about a year. And I'm certainly done dealing with the kitty litter, and I can't make Ron do it because of his immune system. So anyway, it smells good. It's getting dry. And this started out as a video about the kitties looking at the cat Genie. And I'm about out of things to talk about for now. Okay, bye-bye.